The man, the legend, Justin from Ekaya. Up you come, bud.
Splendid. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Justin, and I'm one of the founders of Ekaya. And we're making renting better. What's wrong with renting, and why do we need to make it better? Well, for one thing, my girlfriend and I have been looking for a place for over a year. And you know what? It was easier to start this company than it was to find a place to rent. So there's one good reason. But let me walk you through what it's like. I'm browsing the pale yellow pages of Gumtree. I managed to find a few options that I think are interesting, might suit us. And then the crippling truth hits us. That you are one of 20 people applying for every single property in Cape Town. Your odds, in fact, once you found a place you like, are only 1 in 20 of actually getting it. And in case you thought it was all roses for the landlord, turns out it's also a bit of a nightmare. You see, if you do it like most people do, your way forward is to throw up an ad on a site like Gumtree, and bam, you've discovered the fastest way to get hundreds of phone calls and emails from random strangers on the internet. Random strangers like a Gumtree user, who is nothing more than a faceless profile. That's what you get from Gumtree. This is what you get from Ekaya. A handsome man with a pocket hanky. But information about said handsome man, such as where does he work? What is his payment history like? Does he have any references? And are there any social connections that we share in common? That's what Ekaya does. And this is where the magic really starts to happen. Because what we do is we leverage this data to filter and match landlords with tenants in the current rental market. And that's just one of the ways that we're starting to make renting better. Now I want to zoom out for a second. Let's talk about market, right? Because why should you care that we're making renting better? The truth is, maybe you didn't know this, that 1 in 3 people worldwide are renting. It's over 1 billion people right now. And that number is growing every single day because fewer and fewer people can afford to buy and are renting longer. Most renting is contained to cities more than countries. And we're keeping an eye on 25 of them that are really, really interesting. Australia, Melbourne, Brisbane, Edinburgh, Dublin, Houston, these are all great cities. But here in South Africa, what I need you to know is that we are spending 120 billion rand a year on rent. And that's just in the 3,000 to 12,000 rand a month rental bracket, the sweet spot they call that. Why do you care that 120 billion rand is spent? Because of our business model. There are 3 parts to it. The first is a free marketplace, a place where landlords can come and list their properties for free, tenants can come and browse and hopefully find something for free. But in your browsing, what you are going to want to do is differentiate yourself from the crowd. And that's where the tenant profile comes in. Part of the tenant profile requires that you do a credit and an identity check, which we make a margin on. But the thing that makes us unique, and this is where we start to look at Apex Peak, is our insurance product. A brand new kind of product that we're bringing to market in the rental space that does something we should have done years ago. Get rid of the deposit. The deposit is a mechanism from a time gone by, a way to mitigate risk for a landlord renting to a stranger. But it doesn't really work. 20% of the time, tenants just skip the last month's rent because they don't think they're going to get it back. It's not working like it's supposed to do. Add to the fact that for tenants, this causes a huge chasm in cash as they have to retrieve one deposit and then pay 2 months of another deposit, leaving them with quite a massive shortfall in terms of capital. And finally, there's a law. Everybody loves the law. Well, we do in this case. Something called the Rental Housing Amendment Bill. No sweeter words have been whispered into my ears this year. Basically, what this is government being more aggressive in their policing of private letting. The private guys, the Gumtree crowd, right? And high on the list of priorities is making it miserable for landlords to manage their tenants' deposits. With Ekaya, with no deposit, there's no government intervention. There are a few men here who will applaud that, I'm sure, secretly. With our special deposit insurance, means that tenants don't pay a deposit. All they pay is rent. The premium is built into their monthly rent. It makes it easy on the pocket for them. No cash shortfall between leases. And it makes them more attractive. More attractive, of course, to the landlords. If you qualify as a tenant through Ekaya, you come with 5 months worth of risk cover instead of the normal clicker. Instead of the normal 1 month or 6 weeks deposit, you come with 5 months worth of risk cover and 50 grand worth of legal fees. And that makes it a really good deal. When accidents happen in a letting relationship, even though we've helped you find a great tenant empirically, we've also covered the landlord in the case that accidents do happen. So where are we now? The fact is we're 10 weeks old. Yep, just 10 weeks. In 10 weeks, we managed to build a new product from the ground up. Mobile, desktop, tablet, everything. We're building a private beta that currently has 250 people signed up to get first dibs at it. We have over 1,400 as of today, listings looking beautiful in our marketplace. In just the last 3 weeks, we've been able to secure a strategic partnership with one of the leading players in the consumer financial data sector. And we've managed to develop a strategic joint venture that will actually allow us to sell the insurance product I've told you about. And that's underwritten by Momentum and Guardrisk. In the next 12 months, really, it's all about testing. It's about testing and it's about commercializing our ideas, introducing it to market and see how it goes. Our objective is to get 2,500 rentals executed through Ekaya within 12 months. And that will give us a revenue run rate north of 3 million. But over the next 36 months, we want to take 10% of the available market, and that'll push our revenue run rate north of 100 million. Ladies and gentlemen, with these market conditions, this new law that's coming in, and these oaks, I'm the heavy. What you're looking at is the right people working on the right product in the right place in the right time. That time, ladies and gentlemen, is right now. We are Ekaya. We're looking to raise around 2.5 million rand to put down a 12-month runway so that we can test and commercialize what I've told you this evening. I look forward to clinking some glasses with a few of you later. Thank you very much.